2 years have passed since the block-headed goddess threw me into this strange world. I went to school and studied quietly every day, struggling day and night even in my sleep preparing for the day of disaster. Time passed in a blink of an eye. But there are still 4 more years until I can return home. It's so far away. I mean, these days my stomach hurts whenever I think about the remaining time I'd be stuck here. A throbbing sort of pain. I'm completely stressed out. Goddess, I demand workers' compensation for this ailment, with your misrepresentation of this job's description as the main reason. The goddess hasn't contacted me even once. What's going on? I'm so anxious. No way, she couldn't have forgotten me, could she? It's scary thinking how highly possible it is. She looks like she has a flower growing from her head, after all. No, I have to believe. Those who believe shall be saved. If not, well, then my heart will break. Right now, I'm 14 years old. How many events are there left during this year? I'll have to dig through my diary later. Let's see, the next big and main event is, oh, I remember. That's it. It'll happen next year. The summer a year from now, a slightly problematic battle event will occur. Ah, my head hurts. So bummed out. It's depressing. And the event has to be completed in one shot. I'm counting on you, future hero, you're the only one I can rely on. But before then, I have to train him well. Today's sword lesson. We practice a crushing blade technique that draws a beautiful arc dancing through midair. I turn the tip of the sword toward Alfred, who falls on his butt. Then, I flash him a little smile, putting on a cocky appearance. How's that? My acting has somewhat improved. It's been 2 years in the making. Shrill screams erupt from the outfield where the 3 bullies, the girls, and even some other boys are watching. I can understand why the 3 lackeys are flustered, but for the other boys to blush as well, how scary. This world seems a bit lenient in that aspect. I've also seen several same-sex couples on campus. Truly a world made by that soft and fluffy goddess. I wonder if elsewhere is this way as well. Isn't that bad? I seriously have no clue, but, well, if it's love then there's no helping it, and I'm not particularly interested in other people's business. As long as everything is mutual and the people involved are happy, then are okay. Just don't involve me in it. My dream's to start a beautiful family with an older woman. I'm getting a bit distracted. Calm down. That's right, my lines. There's a small confrontation event going on, with a bit of dialogue from Leanne. He. Still not up to par, Alfred. You're too weak. You don't even reach my feet. Alfred angles his sight at me with a sullen face. Although he seems to be in a bad mood, his eyes are the usual shade of sky blue. Well, what the heck? Lately, I haven't seen much of Alfred's temper. He inherited a trait from the ancients, irises bleeding gold when angered. A feature that's really easy to understand. His disposition has calmed slightly. He's probably maturing, boiling point increased. However, it's nice to win a match today, too. Nowadays it's risky and difficult to beat Alfred in a fight, so I asked my father to hire a famous sword master from the capital to tutor me. Being rich is awesome, though. I trembled when I heard the price of the tuition. In order to do this seriously, to pull way ahead of Alfred in the sword, I pushed myself to the fullest. Otherwise, it'd be a waste of money. I couldn't let it be spent for nothing, or karma would bite me in the ass. I'm a common person afraid of expensive things. Money must be used carefully. I especially want to shout this to Leon's mother and elder brother. Those guys drown themselves in their hobbies, money comes and goes. One of these days, it's going to run out. Well, that's the way it is. Because I've been working hard, the fruits of my labor are ripe. Thank goodness. I can't afford to lose yet. I sheathe my blade after waving it around, peering down on Alfred with my arms crossed, and sigh slightly. Helping the church stay afloat with part-time jobs is important, but doing so without break is troubling. He had to practice the sword more. It wouldn't do if he didn't get stronger. If they're so short on money that he has to take more part-time jobs, then should I increase the monthly donation the church receives? Anonymously, of course. That way, Alfred will have more time to touch up on his sword skills. Good idea. Let's do that. Alfred, if you wish to win against me, then you should practice more, You have too many wasted movements. Too many openings. You rely on brute strength, so your openings are even more obvious. What have you been practicing all this time? Think carefully about the weight and speed of the sword, about your swordsmanship. Be gentle with it. Put just enough force in every strike. If your movements flow, then you don't need much power. Or something. Yes, this is what the sword fighting teacher always says, lesson after lesson. A regurgitation of his words. Every now and then, he coaches the future hero, though it doesn't seem like his advice has been taken to heart. Alfred pushes himself slowly to his feet, brushes off the dust, and looks at me. Our eyes meet. We're finally the same height. Damn it. Did he get his growth spurt? It seems it's only a matter of time before his height shoots past mine. Leon's got his too early, and now his body's taking a break. You can do this, body of Leanne. Look, there's a limit to relying on futile brute force and bursts of physical power. Even if you can take the other party down with strength, you won't pass me. Alfred hums in reply. What a half-hearted comeback. Is this bastard listening properly? I'm going out of my way to teach him too. For some reason, Alfred's coming over. What is it? Is he finally blowing up? I watch his movements closely and internally prepare myself. If he punches me, even I wouldn't be able to go unscathed. What? No response. Alfred's silent and wears an impassive mask, scary, and when he's standing in front of me, he grabs my wrist in a flash. Whoa. Ow. My right wrist hurts a bit from receiving his senseless strength. It's becoming red and swollen. Truly a freakish strength. Especially now. My body's delicate, so I wish you'd be more gentle. But that's probably impossible. Oh, let go. While lifting my wrist, Alfred takes out what seems to be a white candy ball from his pocket, breaking it in half. A healing crystal. This popular healing aid is the band-aid of this world. He cradles the glittering white sand in the palm of his hand, and coats my wrist with it. His palm gradually transmits heat. At the same time, the throbbing slowly disappears and I breathe out a sigh of relief. I thought he was going to punch me. So he just wanted to heal me, huh? He noticed that I injured my wrist during the spar. Thank you. I held my tongue. Crap. Damn. I thanked him out of reflex. It's because my grandfather pounded it into my head so many times to always be grateful, no matter what happens, and it eventually turned into a reflex. Ah geez. Read this at perpetualdaydreams.com. Alfred lifts his head. He's staring at me. What's he looking at? Is there something on my face? Since he's expressionless, I can't read him at all. Scary. I feel like running away. What? I say. Since I couldn't stand the look in his eyes and asked a question, he flashes a little, troubled smile. No. This is my fault. I can never control it properly. Sorry. He actually apologized. What are you saying? Recently, there are times when I can't control my strength. Alfred drops his gaze, a slight sigh escaping his lips. Huh. Is that so? I ask. He nods. What the? I wonder if he's in good health. I keep almost breaking things, it's really troublesome, he says. Is it the wildness of youth? Or something totally different? I don't really understand, though. Anyway, you've really got too much strength. As he stares at my wrist, his brow wrinkles and he breathes out again. For some reason, he seems a little tired. Now that I look at him, his face seems a little pale. Alfred, are you okay? He tilts his head upward, eyes flitting open just a tad. I shouldn't have said that. Damn it. This is out of Leon's character. I messed up. Sure enough, there is wonder in Alfred's eyes as he stares at me, and he smiles softly. Are you worried about me? Huh, not good. I've got to correct this. Why you're wrong. Why you've misunderstood me. I was just wondering, is all. Really? Yeah, that's right. Alfred hums again. Hey, he's smiling. Don't direct your smile at me. That handsome guy's smirk is no use against me. Go flash it at a girl. For some reason, this situation makes me feel like making a break for it. Let's run away. This is bad. I've no idea how to handle something like this. I jerk my gaze away, shaking off Alfred's hand on my wrist. Part-time job. Your body's getting worn out from your part-time jobs. Idiot. Go practice the sword more. Good grief, the current you cannot be my opponent. Well, who knows, maybe my strength is just too incredible. As usual, I spit out a sarcastic parting remark and walk away. The three bullies dash over my way. Leanne Sama, are you okay? What did that guy say? No. Nothing, he didn't say much, I reply. Is that so? That's good, but recently, that guy's been getting carried away. The urchin's too familiar and touchy with Lian-sama. I mean, he should know his place, right? That's right. You feel the same way too, right, Lian-sama? Indeed, it's troubling. These days, because I receive reactions that are different from my expectations, sometimes I grow pretty confused. It's extremely troubling. If he'd just react in anger, it'd be easier to respond to, and I'd be at ease. After all, in the story, the hero and Lian always quarreled and it was volatile between them. Like that, I can just recall Lian's lines and reuse them. A volatile relationship, huh? Should I do that? But how exactly? I feel like I'm doing as much as I can, but I'm supposed to say very disagreeable things. I've been sprouting lines full of disdain, but could Alfred have gotten used to it? Does he no longer feel a thing about the nasty things leaving my mouth? That's terrible. What should I do? Ooh, I'm troubled. Ah shit. I suck at improv. My heart always beats fast and I get flustered. I should have practiced with my friend in the theater club more without dragging my feet about it. In hindsight, I was wrong for skipping out on those sessions, Koikiro. I'll never complain again. When you said this skill might be useful one day, you were right, my friend. I'll treat you to a special deluxe set lunch next time. So please switch places with me. You're the perfect person for this role. In order to play Lian's role properly, I need to be more careful from now on. I'll be in trouble if things start to differ from what I know, so I should follow the story as much as possible. I hug my aching stomach, letting out a sigh. Translated by Sleep Chaser. TLCED by Chiazaholic.